All right, guys, welcome back. So the next part of the notes, I'm actually going to go back to my graph here because I think it's a little bit easier to see. All right, so it says to write and solve a proportion to find x. The x coordinate of point P. So we're on page 249, part F, but I'm going to use my picture over here. So what we found was that AP, right, AP is 7.5, and AB is 10. And AB is 10. And then I know that the distance from B to D, right, from B to D is from 8 all the way down to 2. So this is 6 units. And the distance from A to D is from 10 to 2. So this is 8 units. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a proportion, as they said in part F, to find the x coordinate and the y coordinate of point P. So this is my x, my unknown distance here, x, and here's my y. I'm going to create a proportion. 7.5 is to 10 as x is to 8. And then I'll cross multiply and solve. So remember, cross multiply, we get 10x. Bring down your equal sign. And then 8 times 7.5. 8 times 7.5 is 8 times 7.5, 60. So that's 60. That tells me that x is equal to 6. So this length is 6 units. I'm going to repeat that. This is part G on the next page, 248. I'm going to repeat that and find this distance y. So 7.5 is to 10 as y is to 6. Cross multiply. I get 10y is equal to 7.5 times 6 is 45. And then divide by 10, I get y equals 4.5. So that tells me that this length is 4.5. So if I want to know where point P is, I would go from 2, and I know that this is 6 units. And so if I go 2 plus 6, I'll be right here at 8. And so I would be at 8, comma. If I want to know where y is, I know that this is 4.5. So I'll start from 2 and I'll go up 4.5, which would give me 6.5. 8, comma, 6.5. So point P is at 8, comma, 6.5. All right, I'm going to tell you right now that I already assigned you these 3 problems, so you should have been able to do these 3 for homework. You're going to do number 14, and this time it says to plot an estimate and then use and draw and label 2 similar right triangles and find the coordinate of P. So you're going to have to use this new method. Let's go ahead and look at the check your understanding. A line segment is partitioned into the ratio 5 to 6. So what that means is that there will be 11 segments. 5 of them will be in the first segment, 6 will be in the second. And it says Danny states that he needs to multiply the rise and run of the slopes by 83.3%. Do you agree or disagree with his process? So I want you guys to think about whether 83.3% will give you that 5 to 6 ratio. Remember, that was the A plus A over B formula. And I'm going to say that I don't necessarily think that that's a 5 to 6 ratio. I'd like you guys to show the work for that and show how you know. And point Q lies on the directed line segment from W is at 3,2 to 9 is, or Z is at 9,6.5. Plot points W and Z on the coordinate plane. So I'm going to go ahead and plot line W and Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome. 9, 6.5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 would be right here. That's point Z. And W is at 3, 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2. And it says to plot the points, plot an estimate for point Q, which partitions into a 2 to 3 ratio. So a 2 to 3 ratio, oh, where did my little note card go? Here it is. A 2 to 3 ratio, I'm going to use the same method again. 2 to 3 means that I'll have to have 5 segments. So I need to go divide this into 5 segments. I'm going to say it's going to divide somewhere about right here, Q. So it's just an estimate. And then I'm going to use the idea of similar triangles to be able to find that point Q. So remember, you would want to find the distance from, or you'd want to draw your 2 triangles out separately and create 2 ratios, finding point X and point Y. So you do have to find the distance from W to Q, and you'll have to find the distance from W to Z, and then you can create those similar ratios. All right, you guys should try those for yourself, and I will see you tomorrow in class.